Numbers chapter 11. And the people are evil, as those sighing habitually in the ears of Yahweh. And Yahweh hears, and his anger burns, and the fire of Yahweh burns among them, and consumes in the extremity of the camp. And the people cry to Moses, and Moses prays to Yahweh, and the fire is quenched. And he calls the name of that place Taberah, for the fire of Yahweh has burned among them. And the rabble who are in the midst have lusted greatly. And the sons of Israel also turn back and weep and say, Who gives us flesh? We have remembered the fish which we eat in Egypt for nothing, the cucumbers and the melons, and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. And now our soul is dry. There is not anything except the manna before our eyes. And the manna is as coriander seed, and its aspect as the aspect of bdellium. The people have turned aside and gathered it, and ground it with millstones, or beat it in a mortar, and boiled it in a pan, and made it cakes. And its taste has been as the taste of the moisture of oil. And in the descending of the dew on the camp by night, the manna descends on it. And Moses hears the weeping by its families, each at the opening of his tent. And the anger of Yahweh burns exceedingly, and in the eyes of Moses it is evil. And Moses says to Yahweh, Why have you done evil to your servant? And why have I not found grace in your eyes, to put the burden of all this people on me? Have I conceived all this people? Have I begotten it, that you say to me, Carry it in your bosom, as the one supporting carries the nursing suckling to the ground which you have sworn to its fathers? From where do I have flesh to give all this people? For they weep to me, saying, Give flesh to us, and we eat. I am not able, I alone, to bear all this people, for it is too heavy for me. And if thus you are doing to me, please slay me, slay if I have found grace in your eyes, and do not let me look on my affliction. And Yahweh says to Moses, Gather to me 70 men from the elderly of Israel, whom you have known that they are the elderly of the people and its authorities. And you have taken them to the tent of meeting, and they have stationed themselves there with you. And I have come down and spoken with you there, and have kept back the spirit which is on you, and have put that one on them. And they have borne some of the burden of the people with you, and you do not bear it alone. And you say to the people, Sanctify yourselves for tomorrow, and you have eaten flesh. For you have wept in the ears of Yahweh, saying, Who gives us flesh? For we had good in Egypt. And Yahweh has given flesh to you, and you have eaten. You do not eat 1 day, nor 2 days, nor 5 days, nor 10 days, nor 20 days, but even to a month of days, until it comes out from your nostrils, and it has become an abomination to you, because that you have loathed Yahweh, who is in your midst, and weep before him, saying, Why is this that we have come out of Egypt? And Moses says, 600,000 footmen are the people in whose midst I dwell, and you have said, I give them flesh to eat, and they have eaten for a month of days. Is flock and herd slaughtered for them, that one has found enough for them? Are all the fishes of the sea gathered for them, that one has found enough for them? And Yahweh says to Moses, Has the hand of Yahweh become short? Now you see whether my word meets you or not. And Moses goes out and speaks the words of Yahweh to the people, and gathers 70 men from the elderly of the people, and causes them to stand around the tent. And Yahweh comes down in the cloud, and speaks to him, and keeps back of the spirit which is on him, and puts that one on the 70 elderly men. And it comes to pass at the resting of the spirit on them, that they prophesy, and they have never done so again. And 2 of them are left in the camp. The name of the first is Eldad, and the name of the second Medad. And the Spirit rests on them. And they are among those written, but they have not gone out to the tent. And they prophesy in the camp. And the young man runs, and declares it to Moses, and says, Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp. And Joshua the son of Nun, minister of Moses, one of his young men, answers and says, My lord Moses, restrain them. And Moses says to him, Are you zealous for me? Oh, that all Yahweh's people were prophets, that Yahweh would put his spirit on them. And Moses is gathered to the camp, he and the elderly of Israel. And a spirit has journeyed from Yahweh, and cuts off quails from the sea, and leaves them by the camps, as a day's journey here, and a day's journey there, around the camp, about 2 cubits above the face of the land. And the people rise all that day, and all the night, and all the day after, and gather the quails. He who has least gathers 10 homers, and they spread them out for themselves around the camp. The flesh is yet between their teeth, it is not yet cut off, and the anger of Yahweh has burned among the people, and Yahweh strikes with a very great striking among the people. And one calls the name of that place Kibroth Hattaavah, for there they have buried the people who lust. From Kibroth Hattaavah the people have journeyed to Hazeroth, and they are in Hazeroth.